Finally let my hair down a little bit. But I think it make me look a little older. Shout out to my new subscribers. Really appreciate y'all. Thank y'all so much. Oh no, I'm not doing this. Yeah, not doing that. See if we can get some people in the room. Oh, I spelled her name wrong. I'm gonna have to, okay, so I'm gonna have to change that. Shut up! Like, share, subscribe, leave a comment. Let me get this all together. All right, so ain't nobody in the room, so I'm just gonna go ahead and get started. Ooh, my bad. Oh, God. At Jarvis Butt's pretrial, suspected unaliver of Naziah Harris. Oh, she was 13 at the time. Even with a confession in hand, Naziah's family said they are not finished fighting. They are now calling for a deeper investigation into the systems and individuals they believe paved the way for this tragedy. And this is a picture of Naziah. Jarvis Butts. Hey Ryan, how are you? How you doing? Hey Ryan. So Jarvis Butts pleaded guilty to the unaliving and several sexual assault accounts. Oh, I like you too. Thank you. The Detroit man is accused of unaliving Naziah Harris after developing a relationship with the teenager. But when he developed this relationship, she was not a teenager. Oh, I'm okay. I'm okay. He is expected to be sentenced to decades in prison. I'm talking about Naziah Harris, Jarvis Butts. Oh, you're 9? Okay, well, you shouldn't be on my channel. But I'm glad you came, but you shouldn't be here. It's not for children. The man charged in connection with the unaliving and sexual assault of a 13-year-old. Oh, you in the 11th? Okay. And the sexual assault of a 13-year-old girl, as well as several other disturbing criminal sexual conduct cases, has pleaded guilty. Jarvis but submitted the plea during a pre-trial hearing. According to Wayne County Prosecutor's Office, he's scheduled to be sentenced in March. He getting life. He ain't never getting out. Oh, you 16, Ryan? Okay. Let me see. It's a message. Yes, it is. It is crazy, but that's why this whole case is crazy. I mean, when he went to prison the first time, He gave his 4-year-old daughter chlamydia, a STD. This is how sick this man is. Bus was bound over for trial in early 2025 in connection with the disappearance of Naziah Harris, a teenager he allegedly developed a relationship. Following the preliminary hearing where a judge sent him to trial, he was charged in several other cases involving minors, second and third degree criminal sexual conduct involving children. He appeared in Detroit court for arraignment in September involving an 8-year-old relative. Okay, love you. Thank you. It followed several other court appearances detailing alleged SAs going back more than a decade. He's sick. Butts pleaded guilty in 6 different cases. That includes 35 to 60 years for second-degree murder, 10 to 15 years for 4 counts of second-degree criminal sexual conduct, and 10 to 15 years for 1 count of third-degree criminal sexual conduct. All 3 sentences will be served at the same time. That means he's going to run them concurrently. Hey, Money Loke, I missed you. I missed you, Money Loke. So this is this asshole here in Detroit. But the first time he went to prison, he did 10 years for giving his daughter, 4-year-old daughter, chlamydia. This is him here. And that's who I'm talking about, Jarvis Butts. Right. He's scheduled to be sentenced March 12th at 12 p.m. But this particular girl that he got her pregnant. And, yeah, he about to get life. And he admitted to unaliving her and then finally told where the body was because they never found the body. They never found the body. Now, her family speaks out. And they, see, and what made it so bad, the family knew that this man was in prison for being a pedo. And they still let this man around. He developed a relationship with this lady. She must have felt desperate, had 5 kids by him. They let this man, knowing that he has a history of that, around all these kids. I'm doing fine, Big D. How you doing, sweetie? And they let him run all these kids. It's insane. Thank you for hitting the like button. Shout out to my new subscribers. So then, and this is the little girl. Oh, let me see. So he agreed to a sentence between 35 to 60 years. So he know he ain't never coming home in prison for a second-degree murder charge. And I really think that this girl auntie has something to do with it because she was jealous when she found out this little girl was married by him. And he had been messing with this girl since she was like 9. Right, Money Loke. Absolutely. Oh, you at work bored, Big D? Okay. CBS News Detroit spoke to one of Naziah's family members about why this plea deal might lead to answers about the biggest questions in the case. Naziah's cousin, Roxy, says closure will only come once they know where the body is. I don't think the full relief will get there until we have her. Investigators found the clothes and shoes of Naziah last year near 7 Mile Road. That's in Detroit. One of Butt's conditions for pleading guilty to the unaliving of Naziah is to provide truthful statement regarding of her body. I'm happy that he's finally willing to tell where she is. I'm also happy that the rest of the victim that he has victimized are also getting justice. We all want her to be found. Not just me, but as a community. We all want her to be found, and today we're closer to that. Butts also pleaded guilty to 5 other SA cases. He is sick in the head of 4 different minors, which one was young as 4 years old. 4. He agreed to 10 to 15 years for each of those charges that he'll serve at the same time as the sentence in the Naziah Harris case. So he ain't never coming home. He gonna die in there. So he's scheduled to be sentenced on March 12th. Now we're gonna get into some of these videos with this sick bastard. But I blame the family. Y'all knew this man had these charges and y'all let him around kids. Still had babies by him, and he SA'd his own daughter, gave her a disease. I mean, this is just unreal. But I blame the family for her. Okay, so we're going to do the recap part, and then I'm going to get into, because I gave y'all the update. He finally pleaded guilty. So this is the recap part.
The people of the public wants to know where Naziah is. Are y'all going to tell us? Or y'all going to stop playing games? Huh? How you miss your baby? You don't miss your grandbaby? Huh? You don't care about your grandbaby? Before we get into the official records that I received regarding King, watch Jarvis Butt's reaction as the detectives tell him that his business associate King is not the only one who said Naziah Harris was at the auto shop on January the 9th, 2024, before she vanished without a trace. Now pay close attention to how Jarvis reacts when he hears who else said Naziah was at the auto shop.
King wasn't the only one that said this. Okay, there was a young lady that you're related to. That said, yeah, she was at the shop thing, and completely in the family. Your sister? Your sister was in the shop. Your sister was in a shop, and she says, yeah, it's a family. You don't have a dog in the family? Yes. That's my sister, like I said, my sister, like she found out. Like I said, I think my sister was not so far. Yes, sir. But anytime my sister, it started the daytime. She never had to go on a weekend. She don't want a weekend to the phone. I always serve her first. This is what I do. And then with themselves.
Now, one of the times that his niece was at the shop was, you said, on January 9th.
First time I've seen her by herself, yes.
Okay. And that's because y'all picked her up on Harper?
Yes.
And it's so bad that King, this one here who's testifying, he was a convicted felon out on parole. They sent him back to prison for even being around this Jarvis guy.
I'm not sure. I couldn't really, we was riding. I wasn't really paying attention to his expression. He just said, hey, there go my niece. I didn't see her, so he pointed her out to me.
And at that time, you only knew her as his niece, right?
Yes.
You didn't have any idea what her name was at that time?
Now, contrary to popular belief, many people think that at Jarvis Butt's preliminary hearing, that his defense, or maybe Jarvis, was unaware that King and Jarvis' own sister had told police that Naziah Harris was at the auto shop on January the 9th of 2024. So many people believe that Jarvis was shocked by the testimony, which is not true, because as you heard in the clip, police confronted Jarvis with statements from King.
Exactly.
And Jarvis'
Let me get my water.
both said Naziah was at the auto shop on January the 9th, 2024, which is the date that she vanished. Now, as you probably noticed, Jarvis tends to speak very low and mumble throughout most of the interrogation. There's not much I can do to clean up that audio, which is why I only played a short portion. But the significance of that clip is this. Police directly confronted Jarvis with what King and his own sister said. And the most he responded with was that his sister works not too far away.
Did you catch his reaction when the police brought up that his family member said that Naziah was at the shop? He looked almost surprised that his own sister. I don't know why he would be shocked that his sister testified you a pedo. Why would you be shocked?
Weird. Why you being weird to me? You said you wanted to get married. When I say that, when you had the late up. Yeah, bro, this might gonna have to be a part two, but let's get straight to it.
Now facing new charges in a separate case. Jarvis Butts is accused of
Just 37 days after Naziah Harris vanished, Jarvis Butts was interrogated.
Now this is Naziah
before we
dancing.
get started on today's video, I want you to listen to this short clip from Jarvis
This is
Butts'
Shane
February the
Speaks.
15th, 2024 interrogation. In it, he talks about his relationship with Naziah Harris and mentions that he would pick up both her and his daughter from time to time. The significance here is that we're going to get into some court transcripts later in this video that directly connects to this moment.
Alright, what's your relationship with like on the day to day? Like, are y'all have any interactions? Just y'all y'all got a niece uncle relationship?
Yeah, we kind of like niece uncle, and I also get her and my daughter from time to time.
Your daughter who?
Janaya.
It's been 1 year, 6 months, and 12 days since Naziah Harris seemingly vanished without a trace from Detroit, Michigan. Naziah disappeared on January the 9th, 2024. She was living with her grandmother and legal guardian, Annette Harris, and by all accounts from close family members who testified at the preliminary hearing, January the 9th of 2024 was just a regular day, nothing out of the ordinary. But Jarvis Butts had a plan. Right, because she was pregnant. And when the police read the text message that he was sending that little girl, you gonna come and ask my dick, all the messages that he was having. Because once you put something out, even on text message on the internet, and you delete it, it ain't gone. It can be retrieved, and that's what they did. It was awful, them text messages.
with the death and assault of 13-year-old Naziah Harris is now facing new charges in a
I
separate
believe
case.
that, yes.
Jarvis Butts is accused of sexually assaulting a 12-year-old girl back in 2013. Prosecutors say it happened at a home in Allen Park. He's being charged with criminal sexual conduct in that case. He's due back in court over this charge next week. Last year, Butts was charged with murder, criminal sexual conduct, and child sexually abusive activity in connection with Naziah's death. She was last seen getting off a Detroit school bus in January of 2024. Since then, her body has not been found. The case is heading to trial this fall, with jury selection expected to start on October 6th.
We on the recap part, but actually, I believe that the auntie who had the 5 kids by him that Naziah was living with, I still, in my heart, believe she has something to do with this girl's disappearance. And I really do. Now, this is Naziah's cousin.
Family, what it do is your girl Toot and I am back with another video. Hey, listen, like, comment, share, subscribe. That's
this
all you gotta
is
do to support the
Tootie
channel. It's absolutely
Uncensored.
free. So goddamn do it. You feel me? Now, to me, for them to be able to do that, Jarvis probably did not take his mask off. Now, I'm not the smartest motherfucker, but it looks like to me, by this people saying that everybody didn't follow the rule, he was the one who excluded himself from the mask. Now we know why everybody had fucking amnesia on the stand and acting like they didn't see this man. Like, it's pissing me off. So now, she asked it again. You know what I mean? Can you stand up again if you need to, Brooklyn? The witness, yes. By continuing, who do you see? Everybody. You see everybody. Do you see the person that you know as Jarvis Butts? She still says no. Okay. Okay. All right. How's it that you know Jarvis Butts? And she says, my cousin. You know what I mean? Question. Your cousin Naziah? A, yes. Miss Brooklyn, go ahead and make sure you speak into the microphone. All right. in Brooklyn. I want to show you a photo real quick. It's been marked as the people exhibit. Okay. May I approach judge? She lets her approach. Brooklyn, do you recognize the person in this photo? You're shaking your head up and down. Is that a yes? She says yes. And who is that you recognize? She says Jarvis. Okay. I don't know, before we proceed, I don't know what that nigga looked like before he went to jail. Now, I remember seeing him with the long hair and shit. But this was a situation that happened with many, many, many people who took the stand. Now, we just looked at Annette's testimony last week, and we see for a fact that Annette act like she couldn't see. King was another one who act like he didn't recognize him. You know what I'm saying? And now this baby is not seeming to recognize him too. So I don't know how drastic she.
Right, but this is her little cousin. I think this girl is like 9 or 10, Brooklyn, and we just gonna listen to a little bit of
You said
this.
that you know Jarvis through your cousin Nasiah. She looked like she nodded her head. She said, "Hey, no verbal responses. Is that a yes?" She says yes. Okay, question. Okay, and how is it that you know him through Nasiah? She states, because of my auntie. Your aunt? Huh? Your aunt. Who is your aunt? She says Shannon. Okay. Your aunt Shannon. Okay. And tell me what you said, that you're here because of Jarvis Butts put his hands on you. She says, no, he tried to have sex with me. She's not.
She 9. She 9. She 9. That nigga don't never need to see the day. They need to just cut his dick off. 9. His own daughter, 4, gave a STD. I mean, this man is sick.
She's 9. Okay? 9. She tried to have sex with me. Okay? Tell me about that. One time it was me, my cousin Nasiah, and my other cousin Janiyah. Okay? He said he was going to take us to the store, but we ended up at his job, and then he was trying to have sex with my cousin Janiyah. Nasiah. I think both. I'm gonna be honest with you, okay? Now, this is some sick shit. So now we know that, Annette and Shannon was allowing him to pick up the girls solely. All of the girls can go with Jarvis or whatever. It don't seem like Barry and none of the other little dudes will ever be in the car. But the girls go. Not only do they go with him on outings and errands, they also work at his shop.
Right.
I don't know about y'all, but I smell a lot of shit. And what it's saying to me is what I've been saying from the beginning is Annette and Shannon know what the fuck them little girls was going up to the shop to do. And shame on y'all.
Facts.
Shame on y'all.
Facts.
You know what I mean? But anyway. Okay, so this one time you're talking about, who is all there? You, Nasiah, and Janiyah shaking your head. Is that a yes? She says yes. Question. Okay. And you said you're at his work. She said, yes. What do you know what kind of work he does? I think cars. Cars, okay. Describe the place that you were at. Were there any colors? Any? It was a red and yellow, looked like a castle. Now here's the thing. We went through this whole thing. I did a video, like, who is Frank, okay? And I brought up the yellow and red shit. It's like he always like this ketchup and mustard type shit. And that's why I was kind of like really, it was like coincidental. Like when she went missing, that yellow and red fence that she, the bus dropped her off by. I always felt like it was weird. And that's why we did a deep dive to see who lived in that motherfucker. Because, at one point, I almost thought that might have been a Frank house. Just because who knew some shit yellow and red. Now, it looks like to me that she's describing the shop, that's the one prior to 9,000 Connor. So what makes this very disturbing is that, when some of this stuff was taking place, Nasiah wasn't even 13. She was probably shy of that.
Right.
When a lot of this stuff was occurring.
Right.
So I just want people to keep in mind, this was not the Connor's address, which she's describing to me. This has to be the one where he has 2 across the street from each other. Now, we did a whole deep dive in this motherfucker, and we went around the whole city of Detroit. And we went back into the crates to see when he got some of these businesses, and he loves to make that color. So let's get back to it. It was a red and yellow, looked like a castle. Question. And Janaya, I'm going to show you some photos. They're already admitted. I believe it's people's 4, 5, and 6. She asks if she can approach. She says yes. The court, I believe you just called her Janaya. Ms. Ripley continuing. Oh, I'm sorry. Did I call you that? I'm sorry, Brooklyn. All right. So I'm approaching with people's 4, 5, and 6. Can you tell me, do you recognize what's in people's 4 in this photograph? She said yes. And what do you recognize that as? She says Jarvis's job. His job. And when you say his, who are you talking about? Jarvis' job. Okay. And what about in number 5? Same thing. The same thing? Okay.
Let me go
What about
a
in
little
number
past
6?
this testimony.
In his
Hold on.
job.
This part.
Many daughters he touched.
Wait.
Just keeping it a stack.
Okay, here, let's go
Her
here.
Desires pants or bottoms, if she had any, on the floor. And at this time,
Okay, now this
you
is where she
and
see the
Janaya
panties on the floor. Okay, let me go here.
sitting down. Okay, who is sitting down? Jarvis. Jarvis is sitting down. Okay, and where's Naziah? She's sitting on him. Sitting on
Wow.
him. Is she facing him or is her back to him? Her back is to him.
Right, Big D.
Okay. And what, if anything, is Jarvis' body doing? She say, is going in and out.
Wow.
The court, hold on for a minute. Question, you good, Brooklyn? Yeah, okay. You need a break? Just let me know, okay? So you said he's going in and out. No verbal response. Is that a yes? She answers yes. You know what I mean? Okay.
She 9. She's 9.
Body part of his touching Naziah's body. No. Okay, is Naziah wearing any clothes? She responds by saying just a shirt. Just a shirt, okay? And what about Jarvis? Nothing. So this
And he doing this in front of the other kid. This is sick.
yeah, bro.
Man.
Doing this shit is sickening. But when you don't have no regard for your own daughter and you're so sick in your fucking mind that you can't even hold yourself to have tact to where you're lying to say you're going to the store when you know you were going to the shop. So this shit premeditated. You feel me? But you so sick to where you don't even care who looking. Kids or nothing. You feel what I'm saying? Like, you don't even give a fuck that this is your baby mama's sister, daughter who's there that's witnessing this shit. And then you go to try to touch her too. You went there to have a whole quintuapatois with your family and children. Dog. I understand the men. I don't understand the men. I don't understand the men and their family not doing shit. But I don't understand these men at the jail. Like, y'all niggas be all cap and talk. Y'all be talking all this shit on the net. But you got a nigga like him that could be in jail getting haircuts and shit. And the nigga ain't bark. Bro, I don't understand this type. I don't understand it, bro. But anyway. Okay, is Naziah wearing any clothes? Just a shirt. What he got on? Nothing. Nothing okay. Where are Naziah's pants or bottoms, if she had any? On the floor. And at this time, it's you and Janaya and Naziah there. No verbal response. Is that a yes? Yes. So that means that Janaya is there. Man, she see this too. Where's Janaya at when this has happened? She was right next to me. Y'all. Do y'all hear this shit? Like, dead ass shit. Do y'all hear this shit?
This so fucked up.
Do you hear this shit, bro? She was right next to me. And is there anything else that happens at that time? No. Okay. Does this happen one time, more than one time, or something else? More than one time. More than one time. Okay. Tell me about the next time you remember. The next time I remember, it was me, Janiyah, and my other cousin, Jalea. And your cousin, Jalea. Okay. And is this, what?
And y'all kept sending y'all kids over to Shannon and his house. This is unreal.
Is this at his job? Is at his job again? And is this the same job that you said was in these photos? She said yes. Okay. And what happens at that time? He was doing it with Janiyah.
Janiyah, the other cousin. You can't make this right. But he told them where it was, but they still haven't found him. When he pled guilty, he told them where it was. They haven't found the body yet.
I gotta order me a bottle, bro.
Damn, that shit. This the other cousin. He done been through the whole family. Kids.
Borrow my shit real quick. I don't even give a fuck. Y'all gonna have to hold on. I'm sorry. Y'all gonna have to hold on this. Y'all gonna have to hold on a minute. Dead ass serious, cause this shit right here, bro.
And then this channel is Tootie Uncensored. She been following this case.
So bad for Janiyah.
My heart break too.
I mean, we all know that Naziah is a victim, and we know this. But my heart breaks so bad for Janiyah. This should be getting me emotional than the fuck, bro.
Let me go past a little bit.
Oh, bro, this shit is sickening.
Wait, let me go back.
He tried to do it with Janiyah. Okay. Was this at the same time? Was everybody still there, or was this a different time? It was a different time. Okay, tell me about that. So he said that he was going to take me to the store. And then all I know, I ended up at his job. So that's when I was like, no, no, Jarvis. I want to like this. I want to like this, not the store. I want to go home. So he said, let's do it. Let's do it. And I'm like, no, take me home. Take me home. So that when I was like, all right, fine, he took me home. Okay. So when he's saying, let's do it, is there any part of his body touching you? His arm was trying to pull me. So what this nigga was doing was he was introducing her to the program. And he thought by this time that he had her. See, he had already took her with him, or she was already there with the Janiyah, Naziah, and all of them being assaulted. So we're going to the store was code from we're really going to the shop. So he was trying to go ahead and plant that seed. So when he told her, let's go to the store, he's thinking that she's already knowing what the deal is. And that's some sick, sad shit. Because it ain't enough store in the world to where Shannon and Annette is comfortable with letting these babies go with this nigga. And y'all
Facts. Facts.
Yeah, we are going to jump into the Shannon video after this. Because now I want to do her testimony after hearing this shit. Yeah, we going to get into it. I'm already pissed off. My liquor on the way, so we good. His arm's trying to pull me. Okay. So his arms was trying to pull your arms. No verbal response. Is that a yes? Yes. Okay. Where are you at, like physically when this happens? His job. So this motherfucker took her to the job. You know what I mean? Anyway. Are you inside, outside, or something else? Inside. Inside, okay. And when he's saying, let's do it, what are you understanding that to mean? Since I know that he did it with Janiyah and Naziah, I a little bit understand what that mean, and I was like, no.
This is sad as fuck.
And I guess she's trying to say feeling when he's grabbing your arm and saying, let's do it. I was a little mad. And what did you understand like his emotion to be? Was he yelling?
Hey, Mason.
Was he saying it softly? He was saying it softly. He was saying it softly. Okay. Was he, and you responded, no, take me home? Yes. Okay. And how did he respond to that? He was like, all right, fine. And I noticed your voice kind of changed there. And is it fair to say it was more like an angry or annoyed voice? Yes. And did he eventually take you home? Yes. Did anything like that ever happen again with you? No. Okay, now Brooklyn, I'm sorry to have to take you back a little bit, okay? I want to talk about the time with Naziah. You said that he was having sex with her. Now, mothers in the chat, I just got a question real quick, all right? Did anything like that ever happen with you again? No. Okay.
So we're going to move past that. I just wanted to play that part of the Ain't no way my kids was going to be around a pedophile. Fuck no. And we all know that you a pedophile, that you did 10 years and you did your own biological child. Hell, fuck no. Now this is dark ideas. This is Naziah. Let me see what this part is.
Abusive activity. Now, I was talking about this earlier, and premeditated murder. I have 2 other young girls, okay? So that's why I said maybe they came with receipts, because to my knowledge, it was more, but they have to kind of wean things down to something that's going to stick.
Okay, no, we're not going to listen to that. Let me go ahead, because I got plenty on this idiot.
Family, what it do? It's your girl Toot, and I am back with another video. Shout out to the family.
I like
man.
Tootie.
Love
She
y'all.
is good.
I appreciate y'all. I do. Like, comment,
This
share,
video, and I'm
subscribe,
not
so
going to
y'all
play it,
can support the
Naziah's
channel.
family
And
was
it's
told to
free
stay away from
99.
her.
Now listen, this is a very...
Because she was cracking their heads when she was going in, but the family was told to stay away from her. And I'm not going to play that. Now, this is...
Now that's your ASS. Mr. Shannon here. Today we're going to find out.
This is Shannon, the baby mama of Jarvis.
They cleverly got you to believe that you were on their side while they would secretly investigate you and get warrants for your arrest. Now, just like in the story for No Fear.
Now, this is the one that had all the kids. That's Shannon.
Before the disappearance of her niece, and look at her afterwards. All the lying causes a lot of late wait. We breaking the story right here on Projects and Caseríos. We break down the testimony of Shannon here like no one has done before, and watch how the key question in this next clip is: have you ever seen text messages? Have you ever known Naziah to text Jarvis? She's gonna answer first that their relationship was only uncle to auntie, and no, I have never known them to text each other. Only if I say text him on certain occasions. But the prosecutor already was armed with the information that you did know about the text messages, and you did define their relationships. I already see what's going on, and I don't know what Naziah is on. Let's take a look.
Yes.
Do you know someone named Naziah Harris?
Yes.
What's your relationship to her?
My relationship to her, she is my niece. I'm her aunt.
Okay, and whose daughter is she?
My older sister is Kenyatta Harris.
Okay. And did you have any nicknames for Naziah?
Yes. We all call her Tudda.
And is that Tudda?
Yes.
Right. And did Naziah ever know Jarvis through you?
Yes.
Okay. And when did Naziah and Jarvis first meet?
When she was little, like age 2.
And can you kind of describe the relationship between Naziah and Jarvis?
Should be just the uncle and the niece relationship, no more than that.
How often would Jarvis be around, like at your house with you?
He will call or say, can he come see the kids, or the kids will ask, can he see their dad? And he will come, pull up either to my house where I used to live or at my mother's house.
Would Desire ever be around?
All the kids will be around.
All the kids around a pedophile.
To your knowledge, would Desire ever text Jarvis?
From my knowledge,
All the kids around. Right. All the kids around. Now, this is another victim. She break her silence after 20 years. This is another chick. I'm just briefly hitting this stuff.
Shout out to everybody in the chat.
Again,
man.
this is
everybody
Tootie.
stopping in, tapping in, all that good platform. I'm going to protect them. Now keep however you feel to the end.
So, okay, by the time we pulled up, it was, I guess it was dark. It was getting dark. It was dark. So I guess that, I don't know, they didn't want me to see anything, so, but I made sure time and distance was very important for me to remember.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, walking up the stairs, and I noticed a black gate. He opens the screen door, which is a screen door. Mm-hmm. He opens the big door. You walk in. And as I'm turning around, he's locking the screen door with a key. It's no handles on the screen door or the big door. It was no door handle. So I literally had no way out of there unless I fought that man for that key.
Now I want people to pay attention, because in the first part that I showed you, it didn't show the screen door. What I did is I brought it back a little bit further, and as you can see, there was in fact a black door there. Now a lot of people remember those doors. Those doors were black, the black iron doors. You know, everybody had them. You feel what I mean? And you know, they usually had the gold knobs on them. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, continue. So you say he opened up that one door, and go ahead.
So I noticed that, you know, it had no doorknobs or whatever. So we proceeded on in a house, and which I noticed it. Okay, so later on I noticed all the windows had bars on it.
Mm-hmm.
All the windows had bars on it. So anyways, I proceeded in the house, and he see, in the car he had one of our conversations was in a ride to Detroit was that he was like, bitch, soon as you get in my house, you go pick up my mop and my broom. You go sweeping my floors. So that kind of like threw me back. You feel me? I knew he wasn't playing no more once I gave him a look, and he like, no, bitch, I ain't playing with you. You know? So I kind of like, okay, bitch, you go in survivor mode. Bitch, you do whatever he tell you to do so you can live. So I already had that understood. So when we got in the house, and he like, yeah, remember what I told you in the car? Bitch, you think I'm playing with you? It ain't no game. Get my mop and broom. So what I did, I proceeded to fucking clean up.
Mm-hmm.
Shit. I cleaned up that nasty motherfucker. But anyway, so the next day, of course, he raped me, you know.
Oh my God.
Night. But to me, before I let that man held a gun to my head and told me I would kill you to have sex with you, I let him have sex with me.
Mm-hmm.
Okay?
So basically what you're saying, when you left Saginaw, you already had the intentions to go there with him.
Yeah. He came to my house to pick me up for the weekend.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah. That was the plan. I was going with him for the weekend, but it went sour as soon as we got out the county. Like, he literally put a gun up to my head. Like, what? So then that's whenever I knew to go into survival mode.
Mm-hmm. So when you got
that moment, before we even reached the the driver's house, I already knew what I had to do.
Damn.
So when you get into this house that completely with no doorknobs, you already know right now, oh shit, something is not right. Do me a favor, and what I want you to do is give me a walkthrough of the floor plan of that house.
Okay, so when you walk through the front door, to the right, where the windows at, if you look at the porch, that's where it was windows, it was bars on all those windows. But anyway, so that's the living room. And then when you proceed to go up a little further, you're into the dining room. But it's a kitchen to your right.
It's a hall right there when you go in.
And this house is on the east side of Detroit. I don't know what street, but this on the east side.
And the nigga was so fucking picky. He want his fucking fries with real potatoes with the damn skin attached to the motherfucker. That pissed me off. You feel me? So I'm in the kitchen, but the sink, soon as you go make a right into the kitchen, you keep straight, that's the sink. The stove is behind you.
Okay.
It's behind you up against the wall. And then I guess it was supposed to have been a refrigerator to my right, but it was no refrigerator because this nigga had the damn chicken in the bucket.
Okay.
On ice.
Okay.
And I had to clean and cook and do all of that shit or whatever. But anyway, so coming back out the kitchen, back into the dining room, you keep straight, you go into the bathroom, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then you make a right, and a left, and another immediate another left is his bedroom. So his bedroom is like that whole wall coming from the living room into the dining room. That's his bedroom. We walking down the bedroom to get to the door.
Describe his bedroom for me.
Okay, so when you walk in his bedroom, you got windows to the right behind this big ass king size bed, like humongous ass bed. It's like 5 beds sitting on top of each other. Like it was so big. But his room was like, the bed was like, it was really nice. You know, it was a really nice ass bed. So that's why I was confused about how his room looked and how the damn rest of the house looked.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, but when you look forward straight ahead, it's a window, and that's that window that you see on the side of that porch, on the outside of the porch.
Mm-hmm.
That's his room window.
Okay.
And the bed was turned up against the side window. That's how his bed was. It was only way you could get.
I'm gonna go past this.
To cross over the wearing like it was like a car wash,
Anyway, this victim, she broke her silence after 20 years. And we didn't get to hear how old she was. Okay, so now, wait a minute. Let me see what...
In Wayne County, where Jarvis Butts, the man charged with sexually assaulting and killing 13-year-old Neziah Harris, was back in court today. Our Jordan Burroughs was inside the courtroom and joins us now with a recap of today's proceedings.
Today at the Wayne County Criminal Justice Center, Judge Nicholas Hathaway laid out dates in the Jarvis Butts case. Butts is accused of murdering 13-year-old Neziah Harris last year. His jury selection is scheduled to start October 6th. Jarvis Butts was in court Friday to hear Judge Nicholas Hathaway decide key dates in his trial. The defense and prosecution both agreed on the dates as they await the full transcript to be typed out so they can read it over. Butts was previously in court January 17th for a hearing where he entered a not guilty plea. At that hearing, just like Friday's, Neziah Harris's family and friends were present. Butts, 42 years old, of Detroit, is charged with first-degree premeditated murder, second-degree criminal sexual conduct, and child sexually abusive activity. Butts is also accused of having an inappropriate relationship with Neziah. She was last seen getting off her school bus at the corner of Cornwall and 3 Mile Drive in Detroit on January 9th of last year. Her body has not been found. As jury selection starts October 6th, the prosecution said it could call 40 or more witnesses to the stand, and the defense said it could call 10 or more. It's a trial that could take 3 to 4 weeks.
I'm hopeful that you're going to have that transcript here. Hopefully we can...
Well, it won't be no trial now. Now, this is where the family admits they knew what he was doing.
Give a big shout out to WXYZ over
This is Classy Beats
for breaking this news and giving a very interesting insight into what possibly went on behind the scenes of
Let me go past
Neziah
this.
Harris's life 2015. But none substantiated, I won't say that word on YouTube, but child abuse claims. All right, here we go. Let's go ahead. I actually want to play this video. So shout out again to WXYZ on here. We got a little bit of an ad and we'll get into it. They say in the summary, years before Jarvis Butts would be charged by Wayne County's prosecutor, accused of killing and abusing Neziah Harris, relatives of the 13-year-old say they filed multiple reports with the Children's Protective Services, raising concerns about Butts. All right, let's see if we can get this video to play.
Might have to
And they
refresh it.
did. Now that I remember, they did. And when they investigated,
Alright,
was
it doesn't
food
go
in
up.
there. They
Hold on a
didn't
second.
see nothing. But the man was previously
I
did
probably messed it
10
up when I
years
paused
for being a pedophile and had 2 or more victims on his first
Yeah, thank y'all
conviction.
for saying prayers go out to Mr. Brown too. Here we go.
I gotta use it.
Oh, this is a 30-second ad.
From start to finish.
Hopefully we won't get a copyright strike for the music. Dang, Amy with the spoiler alerts. Amy, come on.
Right. Get to the video.
This is taxes.
Things that family members say were made to Children's Protective Services that could have saved Nazia's life. Here's what 7 investigator Ross Jones has uncovered.
You look at that face, and you do not see the horrors that she had gone through in her short life.
It's
The exploitation, the molestations, the sexual abuse, and the pregnancy that she was concealing.
Years before Jarvis Butts would be charged by Wayne County's prosecutor,
Years,
accused
y'all.
of killing and sexually abusing 13-year-old Nazia Harris, Harris's own relatives say they saw the warning signs and told anyone who would listen.
So that at that point, I was like, this is too much. I'm calling CPS. I tried, not just once, but multiple times, for them to take us serious, take me serious in what I was saying.
Kiwana Morton and her cousin Jernell are both relatives of Nazia Harris. In February of 2022, Jernell says she learned of allegations of improper touching involving Butts and other small children. She says she was told about the claims while talking to her niece, Jarvis Butts' girlfriend, and that the alleged victims were Nazia Harris and 2 other children.
I was just like, oh my God, I was not crazy. This needs to be looked into.
She says she took
No,
the
you
claim
weren't
seriously in part because Butts was on the sex offender registry, having spent more than 8 years in prison for 3rd-degree criminal sexual conduct. She didn't alert authorities at first because she believed her niece would notify police. But weeks later, Jernell did notify Child Protective Services. Her complaint came in on April 13th, 2022. There was an incident at a birthday party, the complaint reads.
At
One
a
of the
birthday
children
party,
that
y'all.
attended the party accused Jarvis of sexual abuse. Nazia, and name withheld, reported that Jarvis touched both of them inappropriately as well. Jarvis touched, name withheld, in her private area, and it hurt. Jernell made the complaint over the phone.
They basically told me if they needed me for anything else, they would reach.
They had made the complaint. Hold, I'm gonna let that play. I got to.
The next day, Jernell would receive a text from her
Oh,
niece,
shoot.
Butts' girlfriend, confirming that CPS had contacted her. CPS called me, the text reads. They called about the well-being of my kids. Then they called back to get Jarvis info. A CPS spokeswoman would not tell 7 News Detroit if investigators ever questioned Nazia Harris after receiving the complaint. But we do know it wasn't the only complaint filed with CPS, naming Jarvis Butts.
So look, my question is, why is he still around? To quote Kendrick Lamar, why was this man still around? I don't understand. If you saw something, you said something, CPS is like, we don't have enough. Okay, I mean, was she just with him because she needed help? I don't know. It doesn't make any sense.
It wasn't easy for me to call Protective Services just because of the horror stories that you hear.
Kiwana Morton said she heard about the same allegations against Butts from a conversation with his girlfriend. 2 months after her cousins called to CPS, she would file her own complaint.
I told them
Oh,
that
shoot.
there's a problem and they need to be aware of it. I am 90% sure that there's sexual abuse going on within the home.
Did you specifically
Jeez.
mention Jarvis by name?
Yes, absolutely.
Internal CPS records we obtained show that investigators looked into that complaint, conducting a face-to-face interview with Butts, who strongly denied the allegation.
Of course he
Interview was
did.
conducted with the
Now then, you got some people who claim that she's still alive. I'm not even gonna play that because that girl ain't alive.
was it coming from? Like, what? Let me tell you what I'm talking about. Now, in the video, which is here, you can see that Neziah Harris is dancing. And another thing that social media has pointed out. And so, yes, if people are out there believing.
No, I don't. She not alive. I'm not even gonna play that.
Work in foster care and things like that. They ask you about your children. They want to interview your children, see how your children are, how they turned out, you know, where they life went, what type of upbringing they had. Well, unfortunately, out of her 7 children, the first one ran away at a very young age. The second one, he stayed home to 18 and went to school. Then Zaya's mother, she has had some difficulties in life and ran away at 13. Then
This is the grandma.
16. Then the next child left at 17 or 18. And they just all have been going through some triumphs in their life that we feel they would have never had to go through if they had had better parenting. This is one reason why my father, you know, like, my father and my grandmother tried to help Annette when she was young. And she wasn't receptive to the help that she received. My grandmother and father got her 11 years old. She was pregnant. My grandmother helped her.
So that means the grandma went through sexual trauma as well. Wow.
Get her home, pay for attorneys to help her get her baby because he ended up becoming a ward of the state because she was so young. And Annette just continued to be promiscuous and things like that. But she was a victim of a lot of trauma herself. So her children, they have some issues too. You know, everybody got their problems, but
wow,
it's to her daughter in his custody at that time. He had the child, and we had to go get the baby because he got arrested. So I was looking him up to see what he got arrested for. Then it popped up his Otis information saying that he was a sex offender and had sexually assaulted a child under the age of 13. And I looked at Shannon and I was like, Shannon, he's a sex offender. Yeah, he said the girl lied. I'm like, it says the girl was 13, and then I did the math on his age. I said he was 24. So it ain't no lie there. Yeah, but you know, he did his time. And I'm like, nah, nope. I was like, you need to leave him alone. Over the course of the years, I would tell her, you need to leave him alone. He was not good to her. He did not treat her well. He did not teach the children well at all. He fathered them. He created them, but he was not a father figure that I would have tried to hang on to for the kids. But anyways, I looked on the sex offender registry and saw that he was not on there. So I called. And that's when they went after him, and eventually, maybe about 6 months later, he had to report. They registered him, and he ended up on the sex offender registry.
But so he was supposed to be on the registry the whole time.
The whole time, and this was like 12 years ago. But get this, his last report is 2019. He had to report
wow.
Since 2019. So he probably wasn't reporting it very often in between those times either.
Yeah. So you said he fathered some children, so...
You're 22 for her second daughter's birthday. And most of the children, pretty much all the children were at the house, the grandchildren. There's one little girl who was Annette's other sister's daughter was there. Now, this child had never been around Jarvis alone before. I think she might have been at the birthday party or something, an adult birthday party, but it was at a hall. But she was at Shannon's home, and this young lady was so afraid. Shannon's telling me this. She ran upstairs, frantic and afraid and scared, and wanted to go home and wanted to call her mother. because Jarvis touched her inappropriately while she was in the basement playing with the puppy. While this little girl, now Jarvis was on a game, he wasn't thinking about going up there with Shannon or nothing. Shannon says all of a sudden, while she's up there, she's trying to calm this little girl down and talk to her. Jarvis comes and knocks on the door and says, "What's wrong with her?" And I said, "Shannon, why are you calling me? Is he dead or is he in jail?" No, he left. What you mean he left? Call the police. Let them know where he's going, what car he's in. Right. Well, I'm about to take her home, then I'm going to call my mama. What? So I called her back like maybe 30 minutes later. Like, did you call the police? No, my mama said bring the kids home tomorrow morning. She going to talk to them. I'm like, no, y'all don't need to talk to them. You need to contact the police. She did not contact the police. I found out later the police were never contacted. The next day when I called Shannon, I talked to her. She said my mama talked to them and said the kids ended up telling us they lied. They was mad because he wouldn't give them no money. So I called Annette and I said,
That's a lie.
You guys going to call the police? She said, yes, we're handling. I'm going to call the police. So I left it alone. Like, she going to call the police. Shannon assured me that the police had been called, they were involved, there was an investigation going on, all of this. This was in February 22. Well, in April of 22, I called Shannon in a lie. The police were never called. The children were not receiving counseling. Nothing had happened. So I went to the Clinton Township Police, and I told them that I wanted to make a report. They told me I couldn't make a report because I didn't have enough information about the child who actually accused him of the sexual abuse. I said, but the other children also accused him of sexual abuse. They said, well, they didn't happen that night. And I'm like, she said it would probably be best for you to call CPS. So I called CPS, and I told Shannon I called CPS. I said, if y'all didn't call, I told you to call the police. I told you to get the kids help. You didn't do it, so I'm calling CPS. I'm not only you, but I'm calling them on your mama too. Because it happens, whatever's happening at your house is most likely happening at your mother's house. They never called. And then that's when Kiwana got involved. I didn't, my husband knew what was going on.
That's a damn shame. Shout out to my new subscribers.